Hi, everybody. Welcome to our world today. I'm your lovely host, Nora Sakal. And today's episode, I have someone very, very special to my heart, Mama J. The one and only Mama J. Yes, this is my sweet mother. As you see on the tag, it says Mom Tag. Meet my mama. Mommy, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Since Mother's Day is tomorrow, first off, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the sweet mothers out there, all the amazing mommies. You guys are wonderful. And the mothers to be, you guys are just exceptionally amazing. I want to say thank you for tolerating some of us our mess, okay? So keep up the good work. Trust me, it's going to pay off. I know it's hard. There are days where you just want to lay in and just scream, but you can't because you got kids running around. Even as adults, they're still walking around, running around, talking, making noise. It's okay. I just want to say thank you. It will pay off eventually. Bear with us as we go through this special segment with my mom. So, mommy,
Yeah.
all right, guys, I'm gonna ask my mom some questions. Okay, I'm gonna ask my mom some questions and see how honest she gonna be.
Oh my God.
See what she gonna say. Okay, and y'all just sit and listen. Some of this I don't know the answers to. Some I might have known the answers to. I don't know. Whatever the case might be, just join me, enjoy, partake. Drop your questions in the comment below. That way I can ask her as well as we go through this next 30 minutes. Hi, Deja. Hi. Deja says hi, Mom.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Deja. Sorry, this is a different setting. I came and surprised her yesterday, so this is a different setting. Just in case you guys, the audio is not as clear, please bear with me. We're trying. We're trying to put things together to see how it's going to be. So, Mama,
Yeah.
tell me, how old were you when you got married?
Oh my God.
Yeah, how old were you when you got married?
Well, I got married when I was 18 years old.
18.
Yeah.
18.
Yes.
At 18, you did not even let me date.
Well, our days were very honest, were
Mm,
truthful,
mm,
and
mm,
now with
mm,
the evolution, with you people's time, you know,
mm,
every mother wants to, put the child in order. The
mm.
environment matters a
Mama,
lot.
I don't buy that.
Okay,
You,
sorry.
you literally would have killed me, choked me to death if you caught me with a man at 18.
Yeah,
But you were married at 18. So
yeah.
how old were you when you had your first child?
I had my first child when I was 19 years, almost 19 years. Yeah.
You got married at 18. You had your first daughter at 19. Mama, you know how old I was when I started talking to a man?
No, you
I was
know.
literally old.
Wow, literally
But you had your
nice.
baby, you had your child a long time ago.
Yeah.
How did you feel though getting married so young? Do you think it was like beneficial? Was it like? Do you think you could have waited a little bit later? Like how did you feel like getting married?
Well, to be honest to you,
Hmm.
uh, my getting married in those days, in our days, so young, really, no, I just wanted, I was thinking of my siblings.
Hmm.
So my dad or my parents, they were not all that, they were just average, not all that very rich. And I was somebody that I love my siblings and I love education so much. So we were struggling to go get through education. So when I met with this guy and he to encourage me to have
That's my daddy,
education,
y'all. This
yeah,
the person she's calling this guy is my daddy.
yeah.
Okay.
So when I met with him now and we talked few times and then I told him I was so much interested in education
Hmm.
and honestly I told him I didn't want to get into any engagement because I didn't want anybody to disrupt my education. So, but he explained to me, "Oh, I'll be there. I will not. No, I won't disturb you. I will allow you to go to school to the highest level you want. I won't
Oh.
be an obstacle." So I said, "Oh, okay." Then there, I thought like if I could get married at that early age, to now help my siblings to go to school. So I went because I got early to marriage because of my siblings. I wanted
Yo,
their, yeah,
Mama,
you
you
know.
got married did you mean you didn't love this guy?
I did.
Okay, so
Because he
why?
wasn't the first person talking to me.
Oh,
Yeah, he wasn't the first. I did love him. But the thing that
but you
actually
were looking at the benefits
fits
that
that,
you will
yeah,
get
I'll
from
get
this marriage.
from
So
this
daddy
marriage.
kind of had bread. Daddy had money, huh?
Oh, he was rich then. He was. You saw part of it.
Daddy had money. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got married because you saw the benefits.
And
But
the
I was
love was there. Don't keep
and
out the
the
love.
love, okay,
So
the love and the
yeah.
benefits. So what would you say to some of us, single and ready to mingle? Some of us ready to mingle. What advice would you give us? Like looking for marriage, like or not looking for marriage, but ready for marriage. Like what would you recommend? Because like your day back when you got married, that was what 30 something years ago.
Mhm.
And us today, it's like two different times. Like
Yeah.
it's like two different. The needs are different. The demands are different. The roles, the responsibilities are different. Like, what kind of advice would you give the people? Like the young girls, the young boys, the guys looking for women, the women ready for men. Like what advice do you have for us?
Well, I would say the first thing should be the love.
Love first.
Yes,
Why
love
love
first.
first?
Because that is what binds everything. Because if you have love for somebody,
Hmm.
no matter what that person does, or
Okay.
you, vice versa, you guys can work it out. Because
Okay.
you understand your differences. But
Okay.
there is no love. No matter I say love, there will always be. It's not made completely with a plate of gold. You will have some differences that exist between the two of you.
Okay.
But when that love is there, you do everything to see that you come to an not a really agreement. You come to
So it's easy to
understanding,
understand
stand
each other.
each other,
Mm.
yeah, and to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but me, I would see me. I'll look at it like purpose first, and then love second. Because if we don't have the same vision, we can't like literally work together. Imagine you marry somebody that wants to do things contrary to the things that you want to do, and that compromise or that understanding is not there. It doesn't matter how much you love the person. I think it'd be frustrating. It'll be miserable. So to me, I look at it like maybe purpose first, and then love, and then everything else goes in any order.
To an extent, I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't actually see a man
Mhm.
or a woman where your own all thing you have will be the same.
Of course.
I'm not saying that you can't find them, but
Yeah.
it's rare. It could be like 80-20%.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but if you see a man that has a vision that no matter where the area where you are, you can push it forward,
Mhm.
even if he's a teacher, for example, and you are a nurse,
Mhm.
he understands that he needs your love. He wants you to be by his side all the time, be together. But the fact that he loves you and you being a nurse, for example, you'll be doing night duties at times. Sometimes you go to work, you might have extension,
Mhm.
you might have extra hours to
Mhm.
put because somebody called in or so. So for that reason, he has to understand it. And when he understands that, he just has to match it up with you. So it mustn't be that you meet a man that you have the same goal. So before that, you have set those things before getting married.
Mhm.
So he understands it, and from there, that's
Okay.
how we
I
did it.
see. So love first, then
Then,
what
yeah,
second? Then understanding.
understand.
Okay.
Mm.
So like did you first off, see, I like this because she was able to calculate how long they were married for. See, I shortlisted it. But can you please talk to us? How long were you married? And did they feel like long years? Did they feel like the short years? Did they feel like, were there days that you felt like, oh my God, I wish I was like independent? And were there days you felt like, I love this man, but I can't stand
Well, it's true what you're saying. Actually, is true. To answer the first question, how long have we been married? We've been married because I'm sorry he's of late right now. I miss him a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Good
we
question, Deja. Sorry, Mama. Go ahead. I'll tell you
yeah,
what she said.
okay. We got married at the age I got married. So we got married after the marriage. We were for 33 years, 3 months, and 3 days. Yeah.
33 years, 3 months, and 3 days. I
Yeah.
mean, three,
I
three,
got
three,
it
three,
three
three.
years. That is how it was. I'm sorry. It was 33 years,
Uh huh.
3 months,
Uh huh.
3 weeks,
Oh,
and 3 days.
that's
I
before
thought
his passing.
before his passing. I
So,
calculated up to the day he passed away.
so it was
Take
33
3 years.
years,
Yeah.
3 months, three
3 weeks,
weeks, and 3 days.
days. Yeah.
That's a lottery number. I need to try
I
that number.
know.
Maybe
In fact,
I'll get me $1 million out of that. I don't know. I mean, but that's great though. I mean, to me, that's very inspirational. I'm going to say, to be honest, I think you guys are one of the most inspirational couples. Like, I think it wasn't until we came to America before I know. I wasn't until like maybe 15 years of age before I knew like couples like even fought the arguing and things like that. Because the way they made it seem like love was just like, everything was just perfect. But that's because you guys knew how to handle your stuff
yeah.
or your disagreements outside or away from the kids, so it doesn't mess up the minds of the kids. It's only later I got to figure that out. But out of this marriage, you had 5 kids, 5 living kids.
Yeah.
So 4 girls and a boy, which I'm the favorite of, cause per
Oh,
my opinion, okay.
oh, all my kids are favorite of me.
Whatever, mama. You can say that. You
Okay.
can say that over here. I'm the favorite. I'm just saying. Nobody needs to agree with it. I'm just telling you guys I'm the favorite. But nonetheless, so Deja has a question. She said, first off, she gave you a compliment. She said, you have raised so many amazing children. That's Deja telling you.
Who is
Deja, you
this?
don't remember Deja, our adopted sister in Maryland? Manka?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's her. Manka.
Okay, okay, okay.
So she's watching live. She just said,
Oh,
"You
wow.
have raised so many amazing children." That's a compliment to you.
Okay, thank
So she's
you.
listening.
Thank you, Jason.
And then she asked another question. She said, "I know you aren't on this subject, but what was your secret to raising successful, hardworking, hey, and kind children? What was your secret?" So other mothers that are coming up, those that want children, but maybe they're afraid, like with the way the society is today, the things that the kids are being pumped or pushed, the ideologies. Like, what was your secret raising all your kids? According to her opinion, we are amazing, we are great. Thank you, Deja girl. By the way, Deja's my adopted sister, y'all. And then so she wants to know what your secret was.
Well, the first thing we did, me and my husband, or my husband and I, what we did, we had
Hmm.
to put God first,
Okay.
His Bible first. We made sure we went with them with the spiritual lessons. We taught them to be morally behaved.
Okay.
Yeah. So we tried.
Second.
Say it again.
Second.
Second, the second thing is we really made them to be friends. We took them not as really at points. We have segments
Hmm.
when we want them to be kids. My kids, I carry the responsibility of a mother, and I talk to them when I'm talking to them as a mother. And then at times, I talk to them like we are friends.
Hmm.
We involve them into into household planning, whatever decision we wanted to take in the house. Even the one that was crawling, we like make something funny that we want to see what that person can do. Or sometimes we just did some things that will make them involved and be part of the family planning for
Okay.
everything. That was part of it. And we always made them that, telling them we try to be simple down to uh, in fact we crush down, let me say so. We put ourselves
So.
really, really down.
Hmm. So it wasn't like a dictatorship kind
No,
of
it was a
relationship.
democratic type of
Mm.
family
So you guys
style we did.
created the
Yeah,
platform for
yeah,
us to list
everybody,
to
yeah.
express ourselves.
Mhm.
I mean, that's awesome. So what? Just in 3 points, like what would you advise the mothers out there, the young mothers? Tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Oh yeah.
So what would you advise the mothers out there, those that are expecting, those that desire to have children? What advice do you have for them in terms of raising their kids in this, generation that we're in?
Before I answer that question, right? My mom made a statement that I really admired it. She told me that a mother is a mother and a child is a child. That is involved. Anybody that you see that is has the age of your children, that's your child.
Okay.
And you being the mother that every child you meet out there,
Mhm.
those are your children. You
Okay.
don't discriminate. Yeah. So what I would advise the mothers to do is, friend, please, we try to first of all put God first in your family, pray with your children, let them be involved in the prayer making, let them be involved in decision making, and give them responsibility. Let them not control you. The fact that you talk to your children and in a way that you discipline them, you are not punishing them. Let's not get it wrong, because people believe that when you give a child a slap, you are beating that child. You are correcting that child. So that child knows. Speak with the voice of correction. And when it's time to play with them, speak with the voice of play. So they know the difference. They know when you are serious. They know when you are joking. They know when you are loving. They know when you want them to take things in order. That's what I did, even up to now. I tell them I smile with them, but I don't let them control me. You don't let your children control you. No. So being the other advice I would talk to would be mothers or mothers that are bringing up their young children. Just love is the key.
Mm.
Love your children. Discipline them where they go wrong, and sometimes say no to them.
That's right.
Yeah, not that each time they will come like children nowadays or your grandchildren coming up. Mommy, I want this. Okay, I want this. Okay, I want this. Okay, you give them everything. Then when would they work for it? When would they work? They know that everything's aside. If you permit me say something,
Go ahead.
I remember it's just out tilting it out of the question.
You about to say something embarrassing about me? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
I remember like when we were back home, you see my kids who come back and say, "Oh, mom, the teacher has asked us to bring this. We have to bring this. We have to do this." I would stay quiet. I say, "Oh, sorry, I don't have the monies.
Mhm.
It is not there." But I think let me go look and see if I can borrow from a friend or from my mom. Or I always let them know that I don't have the things all the time, whereas I had the money. Then in the morning, when they come to me, oh, I said, oh, yeah, thank God. I just went, my mom gave me this or a friend gave me this. Because I didn't want them, I didn't want my kids to understand that at any point in time they ask anything, it is there. I will give them. I made them understand that you must
Of
struggle.
course.
There's always a struggle for something.
Struggle or work?
Or work. You work and struggle. Whether you're working and struggling, it's still the same thing. You have to struggle for something while you're working for something. Yeah.
I bet to differ on that, but I do remember. So all those times you used to lie to us, oh, you don't have the money, so you were playing games,
Of
okay?
course I did.
But I do remember when we were growing up as kids, we had this holiday. We had like seasons where we take breaks and stuff like that. And my mom would always, she was so industrious though. She would always find ways to like create some kind of an activity where we would go out there and hustle. We would go out there and learn how to like find money. We would go out there and learn how to, create like create different ways to bring in income. Like she made us to never look at ourselves like we were either above someone or below someone. So I remember that was really instilled, and even to today, I find myself practicing that, like unapologetically. Okay, okay. So, Mama, you got 5 kids. What's your favorite memory about raising your youngest? By the way, is 29 years old. I think. Oh, I think he's 29. I don't know. He's in his late 20s somewhere. But what's your favorite memory about raising when raising all your children, going through the process?
Favorite, the favorite one,
Memory. Yeah, like
memories.
what do you remember the most? What did you enjoy the most? You know,
I enjoyed.
she said they just said my parents did the same. See, old school man, old school parents, man, they're the best.
Well, I what I enjoyed most when my kids were growing up, uh, were like when they actually kept to my instructions I gave them. They obeyed us.
That's what you like the most.
Yeah, that's why, because through the obedience, it leads you through. So they obeyed us, even though not 100%. But most of the time, the assignments we give them, they will do it. They will involve in their schoolwork, helping them. You know, sometimes they even cook for us, and we were so excited seeing them cooking for us. And I remember your dad saying, "You people are cooking now. There will come a time when we will become the children, and you guys will become the parents." And I remember one of my girls asked, "Daddy, what do you mean by becoming the children, and you guys becoming the children, and we become the parents?" And that was explained to her.
Yeah.
So,
And that is so true because
yeah,
there's a popular saying that says once we're twice a child, once an adult.
yeah,
Because when you are younger, you're a baby, you need
yeah,
help. When you grow, become an adult, you can take care of yourself. And then when you get older, you become a child again.
yeah.
Yeah, once an adult, twice a child. Wow, that's awesome. And you did say something earlier about when you were giving advice to the parents. You said love is the key, and that's true. There's something I have noticed in today's time. Like people think for you to say no means that you do not love somebody, or for you to say to disagree or not agree or not accept somebody's point of view or somebody's way of living or somebody's perception about things means that you do not love them. No, I can love you and disagree with you. The Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. So just because I, as a mother or I as a child, does not receive what I want from the parent, does not mean that my parents they didn't love me, or does not mean that they do not accept me or want me. No, it's just their view about whatever it is I need them to accept is not the same. They have a different perspective. They have a different belief about that particular thing. So she's very right. Love is the key, and love does not mean yes to everything. You also have to say no and stand on that. They will manipulate you with tears. They would say words, oh, you don't love me.
You did
You
that.
did this, you did that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are doing it for their own best interest and you are protecting them. So at the end of the day, your love comes with discipline, comes with reproach. If you don't love somebody, you're not going to discipline them because the reason we discipline somebody is so that they can do better and they can be better. Now, let's move back to the Q&A. Now, Deja says, what is your greatest hope for your children?
That's a good question.
That is a really good
A
question.
very good question and a very difficult question to answer.
How is it different? How is it? I know my
So,
hope for you.
repeat that question again.
She said, what is your greatest hope for all of your children? For your children. Okay. I said all, but
First, but I'm hoping and wishing that they become responsible in the society. That's great one. Because if you have a child who is not responsible in the society, they will one day come back to you.
and they cause chaos.
And I don't like chaotic children. I don't like that. Another hope, seeing them having their own family, to step down what I've stepped down from my parents to them to their own children. I'll be that's my hope for them. And I also hope that all the time they should always be in the fear of God. And whatever they are doing, they channel it to God before they think anything else.
So your 3 points,
Yeah.
you want them to have the fear of God. Two, you want them to be able to pass down what your parents passed down to you, that you pass down to us, and also to be responsible individuals
Yeah, in the society.
in the society.
Once
You don't want me to be a millionaire. You don't want me to have money. You don't want me
of
to.
course, when you are responsible, you become, all those things will lead to success. It will
Mm,
lead you to
I
whatever
like to
you
hear the
want.
word.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course.
like to hear the
I would
word.
like you to be a millionaire. I would like you to be a millionaire, but once you become a millionaire, remember, remember the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just messing with you,
All
Mama.
right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is your most favorite memory uh, throughout your years? One, as an individual, and two, as a married woman, and then as a mother.
First, as an individual, the most what?
Favorite thing or
Thing.
favorite memory. One, that means when you were a girl, when you were a wife, and then as a mother.
The first one when I was a girl, I remember when I had posts of responsibilities and I could do it all. And I was very happy. That is what motivated me to be who I am today. I saw that everywhere I went, in most places, they will always give me the post of responsibility. For instance, when I was in secondary school, at the same time, I was the SP, that is senior prefect.
Hmm.
At the same time, I was a choir mistress. At the same time again, I was a refectarian. Everything. I tried to run away from it, but they kept
So you've
pulling
had
me.
leadership in you ever since you were a
Well,
girl.
even when I was
Yeah,
in primary school, you call it here. I don't know how you call it here.
probably
Uh,
kindergarten,
okay. No,
elementary
no, no.
school,
I never
elementary
went. Yeah,
school,
I
something
never
like that.
went to kindergarten.
Okay.
Elementary school.
And then as a wife.
As a wife, oh my God, I just love bringing up so many children amongst my children. There were so many of them, and I never discriminated against any. I took them like one, and that gave me the joy of seeing that as a wife, I could change people's, children's lives. Yeah, not necessarily giving them the money or what, but I could make them think differently in this positively in the society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as a mother.
As a mother, you people, what you want me to say it honestly?
Yes. I asked
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
a
just
question.
joking. Yeah, well, in fact, as a mother, I want to thank God immensely for actually giving me good children. Seeing what the world is today, I don't regret it. Being in this community where we are, they have not gone wayward.
Oh.
So I thank God for that. I'm so proud of it. But I pray that any child listening or any friends that come across you, you might be hard because I'm somebody who is hard. You might be
Yeah.
hard, but if they listen, they move towards the right direction. So I thank God for that because none
Aw.
of my children, none, is wayward.
Aw.
Even the ones I have brought here, everybody is successful. So
Aw.
I thank God for that.
Thanks, Mama.
Yeah.
You're so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. All right. So another question. We're coming to almost the end of the podcast,
Okay.
right? And one common factor amongst mothers is that once they start having kids, they lose themselves. They kind of lose their identity. It's no longer, let's say for example, me. It's no longer Nora. It's you know John's mom or Rachel's mom, or you gotta lose yourself. A lot of women, they feel like they lose themselves and they're no longer themselves. What advice can you give those women? How do they find themselves in situations like that? How can they still hold on to their identity as the woman that they are and still pursue their own joy, their own happiness, and not allow the whole chaos and the happiness and everything that comes with being with motherhood kind of make them lose their identity, lose themselves, lose their own self love, self pride, self dignity. What advice do you have for women?
Well, life continues right down to the grave.
Hmm.
That's how I see it.
Mhm.
The age doesn't matter. The number of children you have doesn't matter. You are still yourself because each moment you are going in life, you still teach it at that particular time. If you become old, let's say you're around the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and you feel like, oh, I'm no more, I cannot act, I cannot behave the way I used to behave.
Mhm.
No, I don't think that's okay. But just just do something. Teach the young ones coming up that even though you are old, you still have a responsibility to educate them. You still have a responsibility to do what you used to do like a mother.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about those that are in the situation, not those
Oh.
that have already like raised their kids, and
Oh, okay,
those that
good.
are currently raising children, like the young mothers,
Oh, the thing
and they lose
is,
themselves.
no, you don't have to do that. Sometimes you have the anger, you'll be frustrated, but don't let frustration take you away. Because once you see what the kids are doing and say, oh no, I can't, I'm tired, I'm bored, who do you want to educate that child for you?
Mm.
Whom do you want to direct that child from you? Because the first education of any child starts from the home. If you don't educate your child, do you expect the teacher to educate the child? No. So you have to train your children. Even if they are wayward, always put them and have a conversation with them
Yeah.
and tell them that what you are doing, you don't think is correct, and you explain, you know.
As
When you explain to them, there
Mhm.
anything in the world, explanation, communication,
Mhm.
that is what drills to the right direction.
No, but I'm talking about the mother losing herself.
But
You
can
know, you
you
feel
can you
like
can you explain that, because maybe I'm thinking something else,
yeah,
whereas
because like you feel like like let's say I have a child now,
mhm.
and all of a sudden I feel like it's no longer about me. It's only about the child. I lose myself. I lose my
Oh
confidence. I
no,
lose. How do you advise someone in that situation to pick themselves up to say, hey, just because you're a mother, just because you're no longer a single girl, you don't have the freedom and the time that you used to have to do things that concern you. Your sacrifice that's now your focus has not been given to someone else. Like, how can they handle
okay.
that situation so they don't
No,
feel
you know why we have division? Even
mm,
in mathematics, and or maybe we have division
mm,
because we have division because you have to share, you have to divide, you create forum, you create time for everything. You know,
mhm,
I'm giving my child this number of hours rapidly. I'm taking care of myself. I have to still do what I'm doing. If I'm a politician, I have to take my families, and I'm sure the next minute I have to be out there doing my politics. The next minute I have to be there. If I'm a farmer, I'm doing farm work. You program everything. Once everything is well programmed, you don't give up. Everything will take it will come in order. Yeah,
mm.
you will still be doing what, like for me, I still do what I used to do. Yeah, thank you.
So we've come to the end of our show. Any final words before I close this up?
Well, to all the mothers out there, tomorrow in advance, I will say Happy Mother's Day to you all. And I said, let your children then make you be frustrated. But let your children work with them so that the products, the outcome of everything will be there for both of you to enjoy. And not only like correct your own child, but any child you meet on the way, on the streets, make sure they are corrected as long as they're doing things, wrong things. So that is all I can say. And I would thank you for bringing me to your show.
Thank
You
you.
just surprised me.
I didn't want you to prepare or
Oh
feel
my,
anxious, so it's okay. Thank you, Mama, for
yeah,
being here. Thank you
yeah.
so much. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys, that has been, happy Mother's Day to you. This is my amazing mommy, Mama J. And thank you for joining me through this episode or this podcast, or I just want to say, she said some key factors, some takeaways. Remember, love is everything. And just because you love does not mean you can't say no. And secondly, you do not want to give up on yourself. You want to keep pushing after your goals, after your dreams, after your ambitions. Don't give up. Find way to create time for yourself, create time for your babies, and know you can do it. You can do it all. I know it's hard. Trust me, I've seen it. I was a problem child at one point, and I know how painful that can be to love someone and not receive the love in return. So I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the viewers. Happy Mother's Day to you all. We love you. We say thank you. Thank you so very much and keep up the good work. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. I'm your girl, Nora Sakal. I will meet you same time, same place, and same occasion. Please remember to like, share on our Facebook page at PM Our World Today, Instagram and Twitter, PM Our World Today, and on Facebook you can find us at Out Media, OWT Media. Again, Out Media, OWT Media. I'm your girl, Nora Sakal. Shalom.
Thank you.
Thank